Okay, we've got Adam Epstein from CapSpecialty, a construction broker here, and Lily Cowles, a senior underwriter for construction at CapSpecialty. How you guys doing? This is the last one.
This is the end of the trip for me.
Is it?
Yeah, if you would have talked to me on Sunday, I think I would look a little bit better and sound a little bit better, but I'm still here, I'm surviving, and I'm ready.
Oh, you look great.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so tell me, what have you started to hear, or what have you been hearing in the market so far?
I mean, it's been a very intense week. This is a really important week for us as brokers. It's when do we ever get every market under the sun here for us just to meet back to back to back to back. And you know, a lot of the conversations have been pretty consistent from market to market, where we're all just trying to kind of understand where we are now and where we came from over the past few years. The level of business in the E&S marketplace now is multiples of what any of us have ever seen in the past.
Right.
I think the number for 2024 was 34% of all commercial U.S. premium is in the E&S market, which is just, I mean, compared to 2020, I think, I mean, I don't know if it's quite doubled, but it is, the influx has been astounding. It's an exciting time to be a broker. It's stressful. I was getting ready this morning and I noticed I had a few gray hairs coming through.
I'm sorry.
Which they were the first ones, and I'm not surprised because that's just kind of where we are now.
Is it just about the volume increasing? I mean, one of the things you've also talked about is, you know, the necessity for sophistication is starting to change too. It's not just about having market access.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started, E&S and especially wholesale broking was the Wild West.
Right.
You know, there were no rules. It was, you know, just get the deal done any way possible. And now brokers are very sophisticated. We all have to kind of keep up with each other. We push each other, which is great. You know, rising tide raises all ships, which is great for all of us. But we have to, you know, constantly evolve, or else we're going to get left behind.
Lily, do you see that everywhere or just in certain segments? Has the game kind of been raised or not all the time?
I think it has been raised. I think you have to have a level of expertise, especially with different changes that are constantly changing year over year, including construction materials themselves. The mass timber is coming into play, and do we feel comfortable riding that, seeing that, building with it? How tall can we go? Where can we build it? How's the level of humidity? You have to take so many different things into account.
And as brokers, like and underwriters too, we have to learn about, like, you know, when mass timber first came out, nobody knew what it was. I remember I was having a conversation with some underwriters, and some people started mentioning CLT, that cross-laminated timber, and I kind of perked up and was like, what's that about? And now, you know, years later, not only is it being utilized, but it changes the way that risks are being underwritten.
Right.
So we just have to constantly be learning, and that's with, you know, what we've been seeing more lately has been these massive billion-dollar-plus data centers.
Yeah.
And those are flowing into our marketplace consistently now, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. And so we're on our end, we're trying to figure out, do we build programs? You know, we're meeting with carriers discussing what's the best way to attack this new market.
Are you seeing a one-size-fits-all with the approach, or are different carriers thinking about it in different ways? I mean, particularly around, I mean, there's a lot of questions. You know, on one end you could say it's a box, and on the other end, you know, you're worried about the electricity, you're worried about the uptime.
Exactly.
So what are some of the different things that you're hearing people say?
It's definitely not one-size-fits-all. I don't know if we're going to get there. You know, when we look at residential construction, which we've been doing for our entire careers and well before that, obviously it's not one size fits all, but there's a method and there's a system. And I don't think we're there yet with these new massive data centers, depending on what they're going to be. If it's going to be Bitcoin mining or, you know, these high performance cooling centers, there's something intricate about each one that's different. And so we're all figuring it out together.
How much do you get involved with, like, the electrical companies with those? Because, I mean, isn't so much of it around, like, if there's going to be power?
Absolutely. That's a huge part of it. You know, we're seeing some really large projects in Texas.
Right.
They've had issues with the power grid, so we have to look into that. from an underwriting perspective and a broker perspective, we have to talk through that with the client beforehand so everybody understands what are we buying, what happens if the grid breaks down, who's responsible, are we covered?
So when you have like in Louisiana, they're doing this $50 billion Facebook data center.
I heard about that one.
Right, so it's like 1,900 football fields.
Yeah.
What kind of limit are people buying for something like that? I mean, is it half the cost?
No, it's not. But that question comes to us from the retail brokers.
Right.
They say, help us, help guide us. We don't know.
Right.
And a lot of these developers are not buying much in capacity for massive projects. And I'm working on one right now. We're trying to do an owner's interest on one. We worked on it together, and it's a multi-billion-dollar deal. And the GC is only bringing 25 million in excess capacity, and nobody can quite understand it in the marketplace. And the retail broker said, we've tried to tell them, but they just don't see the benefit in higher limits. So we have to work together to educate the client.
But I guess they do it because they can.
So far, yeah.
Right.
That's what we're looking at right now, but we'll see. I think it'll probably change.
Right. Lily, anything you've been surprised at the conference so far?
I've been surprised by, I suppose, the number of people. That's always eye-popping. I think we have crossed the 10,000 mark this year. But I feel like there's an energy to the market right now, especially with potential interest rates changing in the future. I think there's a lot of energy for the fourth quarter to get some projects underway, to kind of get them across the finish line, and get them on the books.
Sure.
Right, Adam?
I'm trying. It's hard.
And predictions for the following 12 months?
I mean, as Lily was saying, with a lot of the uncertainties, especially with economic outlook, just from a macro level, it's been difficult. We have so many projects together, and that's why you have to have a relationship with your underwriters, where it's like, this has been sitting for 2 years. I'm sorry that we have to come back every month and make a subtle change. I know it's a pain, but they will hit, and they do. For the most part, they do. And so we are seeing a lot of those projects that have been sitting are starting to come through. And it's tough for us to say, is this a trend, or are we just kind of getting lucky right now? But it seems to be a trend, and we're usually early on the trends because we bind the coverage and then they start, and then the rest of the country sees this development. So we're early to it, and things seem to be looking good. I have maybe I'm just an optimist, but I have a positive outlook for the next 12 months.
Awesome. Well, hey guys, thanks for the time.